A problem for you that was written or comes from a textbook, a 1969 algebra textbook. This book was written in 1969, I believe. And it's a word problem, dreaded word problem. We're hunting for the size of a farm given a couple of conditions, all right? And by size, we mean the area, folks, the area. Note that acre is just a measure of area, okay? So when they say, what is the size? They mean the size, the area of the land, okay? Now, this is an example of a direct translation. We're going to let S be the size in acres of the original farm. And if we just directly translate these two sentences, you'll see that this would correspond to the first sentence right here, okay? This is the first sentence. The first sentence says, a man sold 2 acres less than 3/4 of his farm. Well, that means his farm is the area, okay? And so we have 3/4 S minus 2. That's the first sentence. And of course, the second sentence is 1/2 S minus 4. Again, folks, that's why they call these things direct translation. Once you write down the algebraic, the terse algebraic substitutes for these English statements, all you have to do is rely on the math. Again, the first statement, 2 acres less than 3/4. That's what this says right here. 2 acres less than 3/4. And then the second sentence, he had 4 acres less than 1/2 of the size of the original form, okay? So we got that written down. Now, we use the very straightforward truth that the sum of the parts is equal to the whole right here. So the parts are these two guys right here, so let's just write that down. We have 3/4 S minus 2 as the first part, plus the second part, which we've directly translated to be 1/2 S minus 4, okay? Now, what is the whole? Well, the whole is the area of the entire farm, but that is S, okay? So we have one equation, one unknown right here. Now, y'all, multiple approaches right here. I prefer just to multiply through by 8 to clear out the fractions. Doing so, 8 times 3/4 is the same as 2 times 3 times S, right? So that would give you 6S right here. Again, folks, 2 times 4 is 8, so if you multiply through by 8, you will clear out all the fractions, all right? Now, what's 8 times -2? That would be -16. 8 times 1/2 is 4, so that would be 4S. All right, 8 times -4 is -32. And of course, we have the right-hand side being equal to 8S. And again, y'all, we multiplied the top, our statement here, our equality, by 8 to clear out the fractions. Now, you didn't have to do that. You could have just summed up these two fractions and gotten 5/4 S, and that perhaps some of you might think that's easier, and gone about it that way. But I like it this way. You're just working with integers now. Now, notice right here that we end up -32. And -16 is -48. So that's the value of the two integers, the sum of the two integers. Now, if you subtract 10S from both sides, 6S plus 4S is 10S, you would get equals to -2S. All right? And then from here, it's very clear. We can't have negative area, but fortunately we have the two minus signs here. So we have 24 is equal to S. Okay, folks, and that, of course, is the answer. Let's go back up here. Now, I've seen people who are pretty good just at mental math who can reason through these kind of things, but not me. Perhaps you could do this in your head, but again, I like the this notion of direct translation, because once you are confident that your language of terse mathematics represents the longer form of the problem statement, all you have to do is just carry on in a very systematic, logical way. In this case, it was very easy in the sense that we just got one equation, one unknown is linear, and we solved. So, and again, one other approach would be to have 5/4 s on this side, and then maybe subtract this s. You would have 1/4 s equals to what, 8, and you would get the same answer that way, I guess. That perhaps is easier if you want to manage the fractions that way. This, in my opinion, a lot of people prefer this because you don't have to deal with fractions. Just integer arithmetic is very, very straightforward. Anyway, that's all. I hope you enjoyed.